Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary, and today's video is going to be a brief review, spoiler-free, of The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. So, full disclosure, this is actually the third book in a series of standalones. I have only read this one. It showed up on Goodreads one day. I read the description. It sounded really interesting. I put a, pre-hold on my library Libby app. Or basically I said, let me know when you get this title. And I got a notification that they had the title. I put it on hold. A couple weeks later, I got it in. So I believe this book came out this year. I don't have the exact release date on me. But this is a kind of white shoes, kind of poly romance. And it sounded so good to me when I read the description. But basically, it's a new adult book set at a college. And I think every book in this series follows a different hockey player at this college. And it's some college in Connecticut. I think it's made up. I don't really know. But I love this book. I had such a good time reading it. I really liked the characters. I really liked the chemistry. There was a bit of a lull for me, or in the middle, there was a little bit of a pacing issue that I had. But overall, 5-star book, really good read. I highly recommend it. But essentially what this book is about it's about a girl named Charlie, or Charlotte. And Charlotte is Korean. She was adopted from Korea by a white family, a white wealthy family in Connecticut. And so she has some identity issues with that, just because she's now in a sorority that her mom was also in, that and she goes to this college that her mom also went to. Her whole family is also very successful. I don't remember what her parents do, but I know she has a sibling that's a doctor, and another sibling's doing something else. It's really high up in their, maybe a lawyer or something. And so she is in her last year of college, and she's looking at graduate programs. She's an engineering major, and she's trying to figure out what she wants to do basically after college. And she feels a lot of pressure from her family. And one of the ways that she's sort of developed to be able to relieve some pressure for herself is through hookup app. She uses an app that's almost anonymous to start, and then once she feels comfortable with someone, she'll meet them. And that's what she's got going on. She has this external persona of very good girl, perfect grades, perfect family, perfect life kind of. And then she isn't really telling anyone that she's going through all of this. At the same time, she is just now looking into her biological family. She did a DNA test to figure out who her biological family is and to see if she has any matches. And she's really struggling because she doesn't want to tell her parents or her siblings, because she's worried that they will feel like she doesn't feel like they're enough for her. And that's not how she feels. She just wants to know where she came from. That's what's going on with Charlotte. And then we have the two love interests. That's right, there are two love interests, but it's not a love triangle. I guess it's a love triangle, but it's a love sandwich. I don't know if I like that description. Sorry about that. But they are two hockey players on this hockey team. It's Will and Beckett, and Will is the son of a prominent politician, and so he and his dad don't really get along, but because his dad's a prominent politician, Will is kind of in the spotlight. He has a lot of expectations on him to be perfect, because if he does anything wrong, his dad's political opponents might bring that to the light. And there was a big deal at another school. Their hockey team was hazing people, and I think someone died, so it was a very big deal. So now Will is having to defend to the media why he does hockey, if that makes sense. And he doesn't really have to. The media isn't asking him to do this. His dad is asking him to do this, because he knows that people associate now hockey, especially college hockey in their division, with this accident. And then you have Beckett. And Beckett is Australian, which may or may not do anything for you. His family now lives in the U.S. I was kind of unclear on when they moved to the U.S., to be honest with you. But they live in Indianapolis, I believe. And so Beckett, lives in the U.S., plays hockey in the U.S. I don't know when he moved to the U.S., but I do know he used to live in Australia. He had a girlfriend in Australia, and she cheated on him. And I think that was when he was in high school. And so he is a no to relationships kind of guy. Will doesn't want relationships because he doesn't want to deal with the drama that go along with them. And Beckett doesn't want it because Beckett, I hope his name is Beckett and not Bennett. I think it's Beckett. Beckett doesn't want it because he was really hurt in the past. And somehow Will and Beckett decide, I can't remember exactly how this happens, but they do explain it in the book. Somehow Will and Beckett have found that they like to have threesomes together. So the boys don't kiss, much to my chagrin, but they they just like to experience things together. They like to share a partner. And they only do it for hookups. It's not like a polycule thing for them at first. It's just they want to hook up with someone. So the book opens from their perspective of a girl that they were like had been sharing is confessing her feelings for one of them. I don't remember which one. And they're kind of like, sorry, we don't really do that. But I do appreciate you letting us know. So I guess we can't hook up anymore. And that's kind of what it is. And then they also use the same hookup app that Charlotte uses. And that's how they end up connecting. So they also know Charlotte independently in real life. And one of them becomes her lab partner and she just thinks he's kind of annoying. The other one actively antagonizes her during another like lecture class that she has. Again, because she puts off this very like prissy know-it-all persona. And they just give her grief about that in real life. And then eventually they find out that she's the girl that they're messaging on this app. And they both message her at different times. So like she'll message with one of them and then she'll message with the other of them. And then they agree like we're all going to meet up. And she agrees to meet up with both of them. And I think she already at that point knows who they are. But I could be wrong about that because they have they all have code names. Like her code name is Charlie. She goes by Charlotte in real life, but she has Charlie on this. And yeah, they end up, at first she doesn't know if she's into it. This book deals a lot with like sort of the shame of having a more taboo sexual preference and the like big feelings that can invoke in you. And I thought that was pretty well handled. It's got a lot of sex scenes. There's lots of spice in this book. I feel like it was pretty well done and not like too much. Because I've read some books where it's like so steamy that it's like almost too much. This didn't feel that way at all to me. So I think if you are interested in a wide shoes, you might like this one. The only thing that I was going to say is pacing wise. I thought eventually she was going to pick one of the guys at one point, which was going to really disappoint me because the whole reason I read this is because I thought that they had like a romantic relationship together. But the way that it builds up, one of the relationships feels a lot stronger to me. And then the other one kind of catches up, but it also it feels like it caught up off page. And you're just going to have to like agree that it catches up. But the way this book goes is they start hooking up. Eventually, I think she gets caught hooking up with one of them or something happens. And because that's the other thing is they can hook up with her separately or they can hook up with her together. So that's how it works. But I love this book. I thought it was so good. At one point she has one of them be her like fake boyfriend and there's all sorts of drama. She has an ex-boyfriend that there's drama with, her family drama. I felt like this book did a good job of like having the characters each have their own thing outside of just the polycule, if you will. I don't even know if 3 is a polycule, but outside of just that, but then also that impacted all of their lives kind of differently. Like Beckett having to decide if he can have feelings for someone again and can he come out with this couple with his dad in the position that his dad is in and like dealing with his drama with his dad outside of the polycule. There's also some drama with Beckett's parents. It's not super important, so I won't really go into it, but his parents may or may not be moving back to Australia during part of this, and this book was just so good. It's kind of long for a romance, I find. I think my sweet spot for romances is typically like right around the 400-page mark because that gives you time to have enough happen and make everything feel very complete without being too long. But because there are 2 love interests, this one's just over 500 pages. I think it made sense to be that long. And I didn't find it, sometimes I find with longer romances, there's so much of a pining period that I get bored. That didn't happen to me in this one. So I loved it. 5 stars. Definitely would recommend. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read this one and how you felt about it. Also, let me know what other new releases that are coming out or have come out in 2025 that you are looking forward to. I have another one that I read recently that I'm due to review, so I will hopefully review that shortly. And then outside of that, I'm looking forward to Bat Eater and Other Names, I think, by Cora Zhang. Don't quote me on that. Hopefully it will be on the screen, but I'm hoping to read that this year and review it for you as well. But let me know in the comments down below if there's any books that you want me to read and review for you. I would like to do that. And also I just want to know what is coming out because I am notoriously not very good at keeping up with new releases, but I am trying to be better about that. But that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to, you can subscribe to my channel because I do post 2 videos a week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!